Samsung has exploded higher plus 9.84% to $340,500, a historic single-session move that demands your attention. In this video we break down what is driving this and what it means. Welcome to MTRS_Market Pulse. It is Wednesday, June 24th, and this is your complete global market briefing. Caution prevails across asset classes. Equity markets are responding to reports that Trump's tariffs, Fed minutes, rumbles Bitcoin by what's moving markets. Let us start with a quick look at how the major global markets are positioned today. Starting with the major global indices. S&P 500 dipped minus 1.44% to $7,365.46. Equity markets are responding to reports that markets recoil in global sell-off driven by tech stocks, The New York Times. NASDAQ 100 plunged minus 3.29% to $29,347 in a significant session. Equity markets are responding to reports that Dow, S&P 500, NASDAQ futures rise after chip stock sell-off, YCBRS, PLTR, BLZE, MU, FDX are trending, TradingView. Dow Jones is little changed, hovering near $51,667. Equity markets are responding to reports that S&P, NASDAQ futures rise after bruising tech sell-off, Micron earnings on tap, investing.com. DAX is trading lower by minus 0.98%, at $24,650. The move follows reports that Brent rises after US-Iran peace talks in Geneva are abruptly postponed. FTSE 100 is little changed, hovering near $10,419. Equity markets are responding to reports that Trump's tariffs, Fed minutes, rumbles Bitcoin by what's moving markets. Now let us turn to some of the biggest names in global equities. Samsung surged plus 9.84% to $340,500 in a significant session. The HBM supply competition with SK Hynix is the defining story. Samsung needs to close the yield gap to win hyperscaler HBM contracts. Consumer DRAM pricing is recovering as inventory normalizes. Watch for any Nvidia or Google qualification update on Samsung HBM. ASML plunged minus 7.82% to $1,778.46 in a significant session. The EUV monopoly is one of the strongest competitive moats in all of technology. AI chip demand for the most advanced nodes directly benefits ASML without the execution risk of being a chip maker. Watch for any update on the 2026 to 2027 capacity shipment schedule. TSMC made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 6.69% to $436.39. AI chip demand has created a demand floor that insulates TSMC from the consumer electronics cycle. High-NA EUV ramp at N2 and beyond represents a technology advantage no competitor can replicate for years. Watch the next earnings call for any commentary on 2026 capacity allocation. Rocket Lab plunged minus 5.16% to $95.12 in a significant session. Neutron medium-lift rocket development is the key valuation catalyst. Commercial success would dramatically expand the addressable market. Space Systems revenue is a growing, predictable revenue base. The SpaceX IPO narrative creates positive sector sentiment that benefits Rocket Lab. Now let us dig into the macro picture driving these moves. On the geopolitical front, the move follows reports that Brent rises after US-Iran peace talks in Geneva are abruptly postponed. This is adding a risk premium across energy markets and supporting safe haven demand. Central bank policy is at the forefront of investor minds. Equity markets are responding to reports that Trump's tariffs, Fed minutes, rumbles Bitcoin by what's moving markets. Equity markets are responding to reports that S&P, NASDAQ futures rise after bruising tech sell-off, Micron earnings on tap, investing.com. Turning to commodities. Brent crude dropped sharply to $75.88 per barrel, down 1.56% on the session. The move follows reports that markets recoil in global sell-off driven by tech stocks, The New York Times. WTI crude dropped sharply to $72.02 per barrel, down 1.63% on the session. The move follows reports that markets recoil in global sell-off driven by tech stocks, The New York Times. Natural gas climbed to $3.21, up 1.91% on the session. The move follows reports that Brent rises after US-Iran peace talks in Geneva are abruptly postponed. Gold dipped to $4,086.70 per troy ounce, down 1.05% on the session. Safe haven demand is being supported by reports that gold crashes 24% from record high, loses safe haven appeal. What's driving the sell-off? Trading view. Let us give you our near-term view on Samsung. From a momentum perspective, the next key resistance for Samsung sits around $360,930. A sustained break above that level could attract further institutional buying. The main risk to the upside scenario is a shift in macro conditions or central bank tone. This is our analytical view, always do your own research. In the currency markets, Euro to US dollar is at 1.14, losing 0.67% on the day. Pound sterling to US dollar is at 1.32, losing 0.53% on the day. US dollar to Japanese yen is at 161.73, gaining 0.1% on the day. Currency markets are reacting to Ukraine joins Russia in ruthlessly hammering global tourism as Iran, Israel, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Lebanon, Qatar, Bahrain, Iraq, Syria, and more welcome a cooling Middle East crisis, while the Eastern Europe conflict again shatters travel itineraries and eat travel and tour world. Here is what we will be watching closely in the days ahead. Keep a close eye on central bank speakers and rate commentary, and key economic data releases. Any one of these could be the catalyst that defines the next major directional move. We do the research so you do not have to hours of analysis distilled into actionable daily briefings. If that is valuable, please hit the like button. It is the single best way to support independent market analysis and help us reach more investors. Subscribe and turn on notifications for tomorrow's briefing. Drop your view in the comments. Are you bullish or bearish from here? Thanks for watching MTRS_Market Pulse. Nothing here constitutes financial advice. Please conduct your own due diligence. Good luck in the markets, and we will see you in the next video. That is your full global market briefing from MTRS_Market Pulse. Subscribe and turn on notifications for daily updates.